What's up, guys? Let's get into another video for 20 really valuable pennies that you can find in circulation. You guys seem to really like those other videos. I love making them, so it's the perfect combination, right? So let's start off with the 1971D Lincoln penny. These are really great ones to look for in your pocket change because they can hold a pretty good value over the face value of 1 cent. There was a ton of them made, almost 3 billion of these coins were produced. But if you can find one in really good condition, they're worth a couple bucks. Now, generally speaking, you're going to be looking for ones that are graded. These can be worth in the $15 to $25 region, so they're pretty valuable. Although the cost of grading is a bit high, it'd be a good coin to hold on to and maybe later grade or just add to the old collection graded and move along. And there are known double dies to look for on 1971 Ds. The next coin is its counterpart, which is just the 1971 Lincoln cent out of the Philadelphia Mint that won't bear a mint mark. These have a similar value at around $14 to $26 if they're in really good condition. Of course, if you get one graded, you're going to be looking for a red or red-brown designation, as the highest graded ones are going to be worth quite a bit more than that. And there's a ton of them to look for, but less than the 1971D, at around 2 billion of them produced. Next on the list is the 1995 Lincoln cent, which is another really good one to look for in pocket change, ranging from around $15 to $30 in really good condition, but that would be graded. There was over 6 billion of these made, so a ton of them out there, with the highest graded coins being close to $100 even. Next on the list is the 1980D Lincoln cent. There was 5.1 billion of these made, so there's a ton of these out there. You see them in pocket change probably pretty regularly. But the thing is, on these, there's a lot of errors known. The Denver, San Francisco, and no mint marks version of these coins have plenty of strange errors. They are made of copper. They're not really a key date, but they could be really valuable, sitting at around 14 or 15 bucks and upward in really good condition. On the low end, ungraded, they can be worth as much as $4 to $6. There's a lot of known off-center strikes, doublings, and even a really rare double denomination coin that are known for these 1980D Lincoln cents. Next on the list is the 1978 Lincoln cent, and there were several errors known for these, primarily a double strike type of error that is somewhat common for this year. Now, double strikes look something akin to two partial coins that have been smashed together, albeit it is just one coin, and this error can be worth in the thousands if you find one. Now, the standard coin for the 1978 Lincoln cent can, even ungraded in really high conditions, be worth as much as $8 or $9, despite the fact that there is 5.5 billion of them made. Now, in higher graded conditions, these can be close to 30 bucks. Next on the list is the 1974S, the 1974D, and the 1974 Lincoln cents, so we'll talk about them all together. Now, there was very little San Francisco coins made, but the Denver and Philadelphia mints both had similar mintages for this coin. There's also CUDs as well as off-center errors that are known to exist. These coins had roughly 4 to 5 billion of them made, depending on the mint mark, aside from the San Francisco coin. But even though a ton of them were made, in high conditions they're hard to come by in pocket change. So if you're able to, these can be worth in upwards of $4 to $8 for a raw coin, and graded coins can be worth in upwards of $20 to $30. The San Francisco version of this coin had only 409 million of them made, so it is the rarest out of the three, and usually sees a lot higher values comparatively to the others. Next on the list is the 1973 D and S Lincoln cent. The 1973 San Francisco Lincoln cents had 312 million of them made, so not that many comparatively to a lot of these other coins. There are 1973 aluminum pennies out there, which are extremely rare. Copper pennies cost more to produce than they are worth, and the solution suggested in 1972 was that they should mint pennies out of aluminum. Now, only 8 to 12 of these were issued, and one was returned back to the mint, surprisingly, and they're worth quarter to $500,000 for one of those coins. But hey, they said that there's a possibility of more of them out there, they just haven't been found, and you could be the next lucky person. Now, the normal coin's worth around $8 in ungraded but high condition, and in graded condition can be worth around $30. The 1973 D Lincoln cent had a ton of them made at $3.5 billion, but this is another one of those coins that could have various errors on it, like double dies and then that coveted aluminum penny. Most likely you'll never see one of those, however, and the 1973 D can be worth in upwards of $20 to $25 when graded. Next on the list is the 2010 S penny. Now, these are a shield cent. Some of them, ungraded even, have sold in upwards of $6 to $8 in really good condition and graded around the $40 mark. There was only 1.6 million of these made, so that low mintage amount really aids in that value to this coin, despite it being really not that old of a penny. That rolls right into the next one on the list, which is the 2009 S shield penny. Now, proof cents for 2009 are ones that got out into circulation, of course, in various means, and can be worth an upwards of $12 ungraded, and an upwards of $40 or $50 graded. These coins are really, really cool. These 2009 pennies are part of the bicentennial 1 cent program, and again, there's not many of them made, so that really aids in the value, and if you're able to come across a proof version of this coin, then you would really be sitting on some good value. San Francisco minted the only proof 2009 cents, and 4 different pennies were created and issued for the bicentennial and centennial for the Lincoln cent. The 2009 represents the professional life of President Lincoln, and that spanned for about 31 years. An interesting thing about these coins is a few double dies have been found for these coins. Next on the list, we're going further back in time with the 1969 S Lincoln penny. These can be worth an upwards of $9 to $11, even ungraded but in high condition. There was 544 million of them made, and there was also 2,934 proofs issued for this year. Now, many proofs of these coins have gone to auction and sold for nearly $30,000 in the last 10 years. So these coins can get crazy valuable, especially when you're talking about proof versions. The 1969 S Lincoln cents generally go for around $50 to $100 graded, and way higher than that if it's a really high grade, when you see them go online or in auction. The 1969 D Lincoln cent has about 4 billion of them made, but is also a really, really good coin, and there's a no FG initial error and a floating roof error known to exist on these coins. These coins can sell for anywhere from $40 and up, even ungraded, and graded they can be in the hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on overall condition. Next on the list is a little bit older than those coins, which is the 1967 Lincoln cent. These can be worth on a low end of around 35 cents, even ungraded in kind of average circulation condition, but can be valued around $9 to $14 in pretty good condition. There was 3 billion of them made, and no proofs or coins from the Denver or San Francisco Mint were issued that year. In higher grades, these coins can be worth hundreds to even thousands of dollars when seen being sold in auction. Next on the list is the 1966 penny. These had 2.1 billion of them made, so quite a bit, but not as much as some of the others. And when you're talking really high grades like red, red-brown, and brown designation, these can sell in the hundreds to thousands of dollars. Ungraded, they go for $12 to $15 all day, and in really good ungraded condition, I've seen them in shops for anywhere of around $18 to $22 if they're in incredibly good condition. There are errors known for the 1966 pennies. There's, of course, a really, really, really rare struck on a 10-cent planchet error, which you're probably not going to find, but are worth tons of money. There's also some misprint on the word "we" on the front of the penny, or obverse, And there's also a bunch of double strikes that you can get, which are more likely, and in different degrees, they can be worth tons of money. Getting down there on the list, we have a few more left. The 2019 S Shield Penny is the next one. This is a readily available coin, and there is quite a bit of them that have been seen in auction the last few years, even ones with red designations at like PR 68 and 69 or high MS grades for non-proof coins. There was only 1 million of them produced, so that really aids in the overall value for these 2019 S Shield Pennies, if you can imagine. One sold only a couple years ago for almost $2,000 at auction, which is pretty stellar for such a new coin. Next on the list is the 1980 Lincoln cent, so we're going almost 40 years back in time from this previous 2019 cent. Ones with a red designation from either PCGS, NGC, or other grading services are going to fetch a huge premium comparatively to other graded versions of this coin. There was a huge amount of 1980 pennies that were produced, but they still go for around $4 in average condition, but in upwards of like $25 to $40 in even mid-MS grades and around the 60s. There's also some known errors for these coins, like doubling on the word "we," off-center strikes, and clip planchets to keep an eye out for. If you're unfamiliar with these types of errors, of course, feel free to watch my other video that talks about the 1980 errors. Last on our list, I thought we'd end it off with a new coin, essentially, the 2023 S Penny. Now, there was only 300,000 of these made, so they're really, really, really rare, and we are talking about the proof version of this coin, so there's only so many of them out there, as you know, for any proof coin created. And the relatively new 2023 Shield cent is a readily available coin in higher mint state grades from MS67 and above. Ones with designations for red, red, brown, or brown, of course, are about 30% more when you see them go to auction or sold online. So these coins are really, really good ones to grab up if you're able to buy proof coins, but also the non-proof 2023 pennies can be seen selling online for anywhere around $1 and upwards of $3 or $4 for really, really good condition ones, which is crazy since the face value is only a penny. So you can see there's really good value in some of these pennies out there in your circulation, and they're the easiest coin to pick up compared to collecting something like older, obsolete banknotes and coins. Let me know what you think about this list of 20 valuable pennies to look for in the comments below, and keep an eye out for more videos with bill searches and stuff with cool old collectibles like toys and comics.